Good evening, listeners, and welcome to another episode of Daily Gossip, your trusted source for the latest updates on global events. Today, we delve into the escalating conflict in Eastern Europe, where recent developments in the Russia-Ukraine war have captured international attention in a significant turn of events. Russian forces are currently engaged in intense battles to expel the remaining Ukrainian troops from Russia's western Kursk region. This confrontation follows a bold incursion by Ukrainian forces 7 months ago, marking one of the most audacious moves in the 3-year conflict. In August of last year, Ukrainian troops crossed into the Kursk region, seizing territories and challenging Russian defenses on their home soil. The initial success of the Ukrainian offensive saw control over approximately 1,368 square kilometers within the Kursk region. However, recent Russian counteroffensives have significantly reduced this area to about 110 square kilometers. Russian military sources report that their forces have pushed Ukrainian troops back to border-adjacent pockets, with ongoing operations to clear extensive minefields left in the wake of the retreating forces. The human cost of this prolonged conflict is staggering. Reports indicate that both sides have suffered over 100,000 casualties each, encompassing both fatalities and injuries. The relentless fighting has led to massive displacement of civilians and widespread infrastructure destruction, painting a grim picture of the war's toll on the region. In a recent development, Russian President Vladimir Putin extended an offer to the encircled Ukrainian soldiers, guaranteeing their safety should they choose to surrender. This proposal came after US President Donald Trump publicly appealed for the preservation of these troops' lives. Despite these overtures, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky firmly asserts that his forces are not surrounded and remain resolute in their positions. The conflict's impact extends beyond the battlefield, influencing geopolitical dynamics and international relations. The United States has resumed military aid to Ukraine, a move that underscores Kyiv's recent support for a proposed 30-day ceasefire. However, President Putin has dismissed this proposal, demanding that Ukraine renounce its aspirations for NATO membership and accept Russian sovereignty over the contested territories as preconditions for any ceasefire agreement. On the diplomatic front, President Trump is scheduled to engage in direct talks with President Putin this Tuesday, aiming to negotiate an end to the ongoing war. While expressing optimism, President Trump acknowledges the uncertainty surrounding the potential outcomes of these discussions. The international community watches closely, hopeful for a resolution that could bring lasting peace to the region. In a strategic move to bolster Ukraine's military leadership, President Zelensky has appointed Andriy Hnatov as the new chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces. This leadership change aims to enhance combat effectiveness amidst the ongoing battles in the Kursk region and the escalating pressure in Donetsk. The reshuffle reflects Ukraine's commitment to adapting its military strategy in response to the evolving conflict dynamics. The situation on the ground remains fluid, with reports indicating that Russian forces have amassed approximately 37,000 troops in the Kursk region. Their objective is to expel Ukrainian forces and establish a buffer zone along the border. Despite facing a numerically superior adversary, Ukrainian soldiers exhibit high morale and a steadfast determination to defend their positions, vowing to fight to the bitter end against the Russian onslaught. Civilians in the conflict zones bear the brunt of the hostilities, with many forced to evacuate their homes amid the escalating violence. Stories of loss and resilience emerge from towns like Zapsylia, where residents like Lyudmila have fled, leaving behind their livelihoods. yet holding on to hope for a return to normalcy. Meanwhile, life in areas like Sumy continues under the looming threat of advancing Russian forces, reflecting the war's pervasive impact on daily life. As the conflict enters its fourth year, the international community remains deeply concerned about the humanitarian crisis and the potential for further escalation. The upcoming talks between Presidents Trump and Putin are viewed as a critical opportunity to negotiate a ceasefire and lay the groundwork for a sustainable peace agreement. The world watches with bated breath, yearning for a resolution that will end the suffering and restore stability to the region. We will continue to monitor the situation closely and provide updates as they unfold. Stay tuned to Daily Gossip for the latest developments on this and other global events.